maybe एक साल के बाद मुझे पता चले फिर
सब डिले।
Okay, today our topic is related to basically team development, and on that basis, this is the issue with respect to the leadership, how to create the teams. But before that, we are going to discuss the mindset with respect to the entrepreneurial business and why teams are made. So there are two things: one is entrepreneurship, and one is the team building. But when we talk about the mindset, if you talk about overall mindset of a student across the state, you will find that his willpower is influenced by the family members. Second, it is influenced by the social environment. Third, education environment and peer group pressure. Family means, for example, here in Kashmir, everybody is talking about the what's called, I will go for medical, I will go for engineering, because they think that the family tells them that medical is the best, engineering is the best. So nobody tells them that entrepreneurship is the best. So this is the first influential this group which influences a student's mindset that yes, I have to go for MBBS, I have to go for something else. Then second is the social environment where you are being evaluated. Okay, there is a person who has got selected somewhere in the MBBS, has got cracked the IAS or this KS exam, and you become surprised, yes, if he can qualify, why not me? So again, you are deviating from the entrepreneurial business setting. The third thing is that education environment. Every teacher talks about that after graduation, after post-graduation, you will get the job. And when it is linked to the job, that means you are away from the entrepreneurship business. Then fourth is the peer group pressure. Peer group pressure is, if among this group, somebody gets a good job, IAS or KS, it will be very difficult for anybody to start the business because his mindset will be totally focused that he qualified because people respect that person and I am not being respected. So this mindset and your willpower is directly proportional to that. And why we are not creating the tycoons or business unicorns from the Kashmir, the biggest problem is our willpower, which is totally influenced by these factors. Now, when we talk about this, the entrepreneurship journey, we talk about three things. One is knowledge, we talk about skill, and we talk about attitude. Knowledge always increases your the what's called wisdom, and your intellect is developing, and on that basis you are getting the degrees because of the knowledge, because you are not being exposed to the skill level. Now in that case, when you are talking about knowledge, you are always searching for the government jobs, and when you are searching for the government jobs, that I have a degree, I have the postgraduate degree, I have the PhD degree, why I cannot get the government job? And without thinking about the fact that government jobs are not available right now, not in the JNK, not in the India, all across the world, because of the capitalism mode. And on that basis, it is not a socialist country where now you can think about the government will provide the job. So that is the one part. Second part is that your degrees are not being supported with the right kind of skills. And if skills are not there, that means you feel handicapped while facing sort of any interview or while facing any sort of thing that you don't know. Yes, I have a piece of paper or degree, but I am not comfortable whether I can perform or not. So that is the biggest challenge right now. Yes, if your skill set is very much high, you will first think that I can do anything. Even if I am not getting the job, I will do myself. I will get the jobs because based on the skill. And irony is there right now in the J&K state, more degrees, more unemployment, and less degrees, less unemployment. A 10th pass student, a 12th pass student will never think about the high profile job. He thinks that I can do anything, even he can go for as a laborer. But when you increase the degrees on your shoulder, on your as a decoration side, you feel that yeah, I cannot do this thing. As a PhD, why should I drive a car? Why should I do something of menial job? And on that basis, there is a mismatch between the expectations. So on that basis, you become unemployed. Now, in this case, there is an attitude problem. Attitude problem is that I can do anything. If you talk about in terms of the West Bengal, you talk about the Bihar, the mostly students, they can do any sort of job. Because it is their attitude, we can do it. And anywhere in the world. And you see the Gujaratis, anywhere in the world, they can establish their business. Because it is their attitude that we want to develop a business anywhere in the world. And Israelis, a student thinks that I will develop the remotest part of the world a business house. And it is his attitude. But our attitude is that when government will provide me a job. And in this hope, when he completes the PG, he thinks that by the time I will not get the job, I will go for MPhil, I will go for PhD. And then after that, let's wait for some years. And then after that, after crossing the 40, then he feels that, dejected that, gosh, मैंने वो उस दिन खुद का कोई business किया. So this, what's called if and buts comes because one's age is crossed. So on that basis, there is the problem with respect to the entrepreneurship, and the entrepreneur mindset is based on, or we can say the entrepreneur will is based on never give up. This is the first fundamental principle of the entrepreneurial business. Look ahead. Don't think in terms of eyes are on the front side, it's not on the back side. But it is for your future. So you have to see ahead what is for me and then stay positive. Irrespective of anything in your life, you have what is called carve out of that what is positive for me, rather than thinking about a negative setup of mind, and do all you can. So this is the basic fundamental principles of entrepreneurship for developing the willpower. And on that basis, when we talk about in terms of this what's called behavioral, what's called bottlenecks, we think in terms of if we go for business, there's a risk. Don't you think that after completing the graduation, after completing the PG, and waiting for 10, 15 years starting this as a waiting for getting the job, don't you think that is also a risk? Waiting 15 years for the job, waiting till date for the job is also the risk, is also the time period which you are losing. The second thing is that if I will lose a job, maybe I will lose the money. But you are already losing the money. How much money you have spent on your education? How much you are going to spend next 2, 3 years, 4 years, and that money you never costs. You never eat because it is invisible. And that will be paid by your parents. And they get it from somewhere. And they know that how much money I have paid for my children. But it is not calculated by you in terms of this, what is called as a career opportunity. Now, if I will do the business, somebody will tell me that yeah, he or she is doing the business, and on that basis, log kya kahenge? And that becomes, and it is a taboo across India, across third world countries, particularly females. They face that if I will do the business, my relatives will curse me, my friend circle will curse me that she is doing the job or something like that. And this becomes also a negative point side. Another is the comfort zone. You do not want to, कौन करेगा job? Simple है, degree है, मेरे parents ने job किया हुआ है, I will also go for that job. So you do not want to come out from the comfort zone. And leadership is basically come out from the comfort zone. If you are coming out from the comfort zone, and an Israeli can do the business across the world, out of 205 countries, they can select any country in the world, that's the remotest part of the world, they can think about business, and we think that we cannot do business in our own state. So this is another taboo which is associated with our as a behavioral bottlenecks. Then there is a resource miper. I don't have money. I gave a just example that one of my students, he started what's called this adventure tourism, this business with respect to whitewater rafting, parasailing in the Sunman. And Dawood is his name. And he mentioned that starting 3 crore business right now, it is turnover is more than that because he has now operation in this Nepal also. He has not invested in a single penny from his own pocket. And irony is that the perfume which he is using in his own car, he mentioned in one of the lectures that it is also not from my own pocket. So money is not right now the issue. There are so many agencies which can provide you money, but the only thing is that can money be converted into an entrepreneurial venture? can it increases your value rather than spending your money and you are getting nothing. For 5 minutes you will get the satisfaction, yes, I have spent 100 rupees for this chocolate or something like that. But is this 100 rupees creating some more 100 rupees? And that is the biggest challenge right now with our mindset, with our students. They don't think how to create the next value. Then there is rigidity, the attitudinal problem. No, I will not do this. No, this is going to fail. Without entering into it, you are giving the expert advice. You will fail it. But the question is, you have to be very much flexible. The scenario right now is across the world is that everybody has to think in terms of a business. Nothing is going to survive. Because for time being, you can think about the private jobs. Private jobs, their retirement age is not 60. It is even 45. 40?
Right.
Average. Because they don't need after 45. Once they reach a particular level, for example, they will provide 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh salary. After that, they think that somebody new will recruit 2-3 people, leave him. And in the government, you are thinking in terms of 60, and now government job is not there. So these things are there. Your rigidity should become flexibility that yes, if I am getting the government job, okay. If I am not getting, I have to start right now. My first step should be like that. Then we talk about this what is called in terms of threat. If somebody will encroach my business, if I am going to start, whether I will succeed because there are already players in the market. And in this world, everybody can start his own what is called a small space because everybody is unique. So without thinking about somebody will encroach you, you should think about I can also encroach somebody. That is the positive attitude. Then there is, when we talk about this in terms of the mindset dilemma, the first thing is that can we create a corporate empire individually? Is it possible? There, when we talk about in terms of this, what is called a corporate empire, first thing is that there are persons working for the survival. And right now the situation for all the students across the JNK state, they have their approaches, can we survive in the market, in the competition, in the interviews? Then persons having the attitude only for the money. They are thinking in terms of money is my goal. And they think that their satisfaction will come with the money. Money is not going to give the satisfaction. There is something else. Then persons working for the passion. Somebody has a passion and they want to do it because they enjoy it. So that means their satisfaction comes through passion. And the last one is persons working for the vision. And if it is vision, even if you don't have what is called the right kind of skills, you can create a team for your vision. You talk about Wipro, you talk about Infosys, you talk about all the corporate world of the world, big 500 companies, all developed because of teamwork. And everybody was not an expert in every field. You are expert in marketing, somebody is expert in AI, artificial intelligence, somebody is expert in machine learning, somebody is expert in the logistics. So on that basis, you can never think that if I will do the business, I will get the team. But if you are getting the team, and if they are having the vision for the money, don't pay the team. Because they will, the moment they will think that money is not coming, they will leave you. And in that case, you have to see the persons having the vision, which will sync with your vision. And if that is there, you are thinking that, yes, he is my friend, she is my friend, and on that basis, I will create a team. A team is not formed on the basis of the likes. Team is created, what is in his mind, what is his mind. If mind is talking about, he has a passion. And on the basis of that, you talk about the big corporates worlds across the world. They have been developed on the basis of team of 4 or 5, and those 5 are still with the companies. They are not leaving because they don't work for the money. they work for some passion, some vision, and on that basis they have created the position in the market. So this is one of the most important thing. Now in this, what is called teamwork, when you talk about team as a business, you have to find out what are my core functional areas of my business. And if business needs 2 people, and then you should have a team of 2 only. If business has a team of need of 5, 6, 7, beyond 7 it is a crowd. Beyond 7, and then after that you have to think about, if my team is, what is his specialty? How I can sync his specialty with my specialty so that it will become the best in the world. And if that is created, that is why MNCs are created on the basis of that. But everybody is not good in identifying the team members. You are identifying team members because you are liking him, not because what is his mindset, what is his passion, what is his vision. Now, in this case, first important thing, even if their team is of 4 or 5 people, they have the same vision, they have same passion, then there is, first is the farming and then there is a storage. Everybody talks about his own domains and there is cross discussions, cross conflicts, and on that basis you face a lot of problems. But once they are synced on one particular vision, then this vision becomes a reality from the form of business house. And this case, if you talk about implementation of the Islam University, in itself is a best example. 5 or 6 people were identified for a period of almost first 5 years, and right now 12 lakh was the total amount of capital was given to this university. Right now it is 280 crore university in the J&K state in the last 70 years. And it was established not because of one person. It was established because of the team, which was selected at the very first time, and then after that it grew. For 5 departments, there were right now 21 departments, not a single center. Right now, 12 centers. And on that basis, there are some of the best departments like food technology, which is known across northern India. So this thing is because team has been created. Otherwise, it was not possible. So then, norming is there, performing is there. Then the last is adjourning. Adjourning in the form that yes, our mission is complete. Normally, not leave. Give it to some CEO, hand over to the CEO, run this company and just keep the KPIs, key performance indicators. After 1 year, we will evaluate you. This year it is 20% growth, next year it should be 25% growth. We will establish 5 more companies. So team has to be in the process of searching for new. You talk about Tata, JRD Tata, started from 100 years ago. And right now you think about any product in the world which is not used by any family, and they have designed. So there is skill. If they restrict only one product, that means they will remain only with one. But they have diversified. And one company at a profit level, then handing over some to somebody else. Run it. He needs 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 4 lakh, we will provide that as a salary. Leave it, create something new. And that is the entrepreneur mindset. Then we talk about cross-functional teams and self-directed teams, functional teams. It is all based on the vision and mission. And on that basis, if your vision is very, what's called clear, then there is only one team. And if there is a divergence with respect to visions, then after that you can have cross-functional teams with cross-functional specializations with respect to the skill sets. Then we talk about one of the most important things is their team is the trust. And if team is formed, it should be based on the trust. And if trust is not there, even if the team is from the best people of the world, it will be never developed. The first fundamental principle of team is trust. Then conflict is always good. Stress is always good. You are having the stress, that is why you are in the class. But the once stress crosses the limit, what is called multiple level, it becomes distress. Similarly, conflict is good for healthy discussions. But if conflict becomes some sort of compartmentalization, then conflict becomes nuisance. So you have to encourage the discussions, and teams always discuss. Best institutions are created because of discussions. Best research is done on the basis of discussions. And on that basis, and then there should be commitment, then there should be accountability and collective results. Collective results means if we fail, if it is failure, it is not failure on the part of one person. It is we have failed, so we should take responsibility. And if we are succeeding in our mission or something like that, then it is a teamwork. It is not the leader has done something. But unfortunate part in the third world countries there, if team wins, then it goes to team. That if it loses, then it is a capital. So this is the worst part, because the thing is that team means team. Either they have won it or they have lost it. But it should be team responsibility. It should be not the individual responsibility. So that is the best part of this what's called team. When we talk about in this, why we are talking about teams with respect to, one of the most important things is that the ideas don't come individually. Ideas always come when you discuss the things. And if you are discussing and you are observing the things, definitely you will develop the new ideas. And similarly, you have to give your opinion. One of the best beauty of the MBA program is you are being respected for your opinion. If you are not being allowed to discuss your thoughts in the class, you will never be an MBA student. And that is the crux of the best B schools. So similarly, when we talk about business, if team is there, everybody has right to speak. Everybody has right to give his own opinion. Similarly, you have to pull together, you have to get the information, and every information should be research based. Similarly, build a consensus for the shared vision, what we call the common vision for all the things. And on that basis, you should maintain what's called harmony. And then right now the world is going for the COVID and all these things after COVID, we have now the virtual teams. And on that basis, what big companies are right now established from the just rooms. And on that basis, they are connected through virtually, and everything is done from work from home. So question is limitation of space, limitation of this, that has been already removed by the internet. Now, in this case, we have this team effectiveness model, which is being used mostly across the big companies with respect to the what is called team effectiveness, or you can say business venture success. In that case, when we talk about context with respect to adequate resources, leadership and structure, climate of trust, purpose, evaluation, and reward. These are the basic fundamentals when we talk about in terms of what is called a context. And then there is a composition with respect to abilities of members, personality, allocating roles, and one of the most important things, right man for the right job. And that is also important. Diversity is important, because right now, if you talk about the best universities in the world, it is not only that there is the best research. One of the most important criteria of those best universities in the world is they have the diversity with respect to different cultures. If you talk about Harvard, you talk about Stanford, you find every part of the world is represented in that campus. So that means diversity of thoughts come because if diversity is there in terms of students. So on that basis, you should never think that only it should be man-based, it should be female-based. You should encourage everybody, whether he's from weaker section, whether he's from minority section, whether he's from the what's called the upper side, or from lower side. You should encourage everybody, because everybody has a thought, and that will give the diversity index, and that diversity index will give you the more and more innovations, and that is very much successful, important for entrepreneurship. Then there is work design. You have to design the autonomy, and you should not believe in the micromanagement. If you are giving some sort of a responsibility to a person, don't try to give them his new directions. He is responsible for doing his own work, leave it. So micromanagement at times is good, but micromanagement at times it becomes nuisance. When if you are making him accountable again and again on day-to-day basis, then it will not work. So you have to give some sort of a autonomy to the teams. Then automatically skill variety is important, task variety is important, then process is common purpose, specific goals, team efficacy and conflict term should be minimized. And on that basis, if that is there, then teams will definitely work. And the best part is that all big companies are based on these models and teams are being built. And the worst part is this, that our business right now in the JNT is not based developed on the basis of teams. Even if teams are there, their mission is more directed towards money rather than passion. So that is the problem with respect to the teams. And on that basis, with this, if you have any question, you can ask. Okay, thank you.